Greg, go ahead.
So I'm asking everybody emotions, but you more emotional when you were on offense in overtime and get the touchdown, or when you're watching your defense and they get to stop? What runs through you in those moments?
Man, it's pretty balanced. It's just stress. It's all you feel is just high blood pressure, just a lot of prayers going around at that time. But once we got the score first, then it's a lot more internal praying and just counting on our defense to do what they've done the entire night, the entire season. So.
Were you watching the defense? It looked like you were looking away towards maybe scoreboard, not looking on the field. Am I right, or did I just read that wrong?
A little of everything. I was in tune with everything, just taking in the moment. And there was no doubt our defense was gonna handle business there at the end. But they they supported me when I was in. I was glued on them the whole time.
What's going through your head when Coach goes to Scotty and Jalen, and then what did it take to kind of regather yourself and go back in and perform?
Coach had talked earlier in the week about multiple guys playing this week, and it's something that has not been a part of my future as a college quarterback, up until now. So I'm used to how that goes. But they got their time in, and then when my number was called again. There was just one goal in mind: is just go and win the football game some way, somehow. But not a lot changes for me. Not a lot goes through my mind. The minute you get distracted and you start feeling sorry for yourself, start feeling bad for yourself, that's when you got no chance. So, I knew my time was going to come again.
Nicco, I was going to kind of ask you about your emotions during that time, but did you say anything to Scotty after he came in there and after the interceptions, and just how were you still a leader of this team even when not on the field, because you are that?
Yeah, that's a role that you don't pick and choose when you want to pick up being a leader and when you don't want to be a leader. When Scotty was going in, I was his biggest supporter, and just when Jalen was going in, and just like when I was in, they were doing the same for me, just like defense does to me when I'm in, just like I do to the defense. It goes both ways, and this team is so dang close, and there was no doubt that we were going to get it done, and it's just unwavering faith in each other. It's awesome.
And then going even to your win coming in for Green a couple years ago against Pitt, also here, if somebody would call you the Pitt killer or the backyard brawl slayer or any of that, what would your reaction to any of that be? You seem like that'd be a good luck charm.
No, it's they got such a dang good team. They do what they do on defense, and they're not going to change. And they got fast guys on defense. They got big guys on defense. They're a very, very well-rounded team. And there's no telling what the backyard brawl is going to be like every year. That's why I'm glad it's going to come back every and we got it extended past my eligibility, but I'll be back and watching them. But no, there's no telling what these games are going to be like. And that's why it's just even more important to keep a level head and just know that just like that, things can change. Last year, we just flipped the script and they put 10 on us in a short amount of time, and then we responded with our own 10 tonight. So.
What if you talk about a game like that and then go back in later in the fourth quarter? Is there like a sense of adversity to you dealing with that, and like how do you keep your mental ready to come back in the game at the end there when you did and then lead a 10-point comeback?
Yeah. No, like I said, like up until now, that's been a big part of my career is not knowing when you're going to go in, not knowing what situation you're going to get thrown in, and all that matters is executing. And first half, the execution wasn't quite there, but when it came down, game was on the line, and when my team needed me, just like they had done for me the whole game, I came through for them. So.
You talked earlier about your relationship and how you developed that connection with Cam Vaughn. What can you say about the one you had with Grayson Barnes and kind of the trust, on that final drive to rely on him several times in these spots?
Yeah, no, Pitt had a pretty good idea who I was going to try to go after when it came down to the last couple drives. I was trying to find Cam Vaughn down there, but that's the awesome thing about this offense is I got 10 other guys I can throw the ball to, So he was just as excited as anyone else. He was the first one to congratulate everyone on the sidelines, and he's just a team guy. He's been with Coach Rod, just a year longer than me now, but he knows what it means to have hard edge and how to finish. And he's not a selfish guy. He wasn't talking about get me the ball, find a way to get me the ball. You just talk about let's find a way to win.
Nicco, you mentioned Cam Vaughn. I know he's one of the new receivers this year. How has the dynamic grown between y'all since the start of the year, and how can he continue to be an integral part of the success of the team's future?
For sure, yeah. It grows every single day. Now that we're in the season, we don't have a choice but to be around each other every day, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, he comes over to my house and we hang out and we're friends outside of football too, and I think that's a huge part of it. And you know, I think that things like that, the trust is just going to continue to flourish because you know, this is not the last crunch time game that we're going to have, you know, this season. So it's really relieving knowing that there's 4 down there somewhere, you know, and I'm going to find a way to get him the ball.
You've experienced a good amount of backyard brawls. Does this one rank up the top, considering your emotions throughout the game, and then you come in and you win the game?
Yeah, this one's the best for sure. This one's the best. This one, yeah. But like I said, to each their own. Like my first one at Pitt. I mean, just the biggest thing in rivalry games is just the momentum swings and how fast it changes. You know. But you know, we were just on the positive side of it, and I mean, there was I could see it when I looked in my guys' eyes when we did that last 2-minute drive that we were not going to be denied.
When the other quarterbacks are leading the offense, does this give you an opportunity to look at the defense a little differently and maybe come up with something to exploit?
Absolutely. It's a great point. I mean, that was, you know, everyone's asking what I was doing on the sidelines when I wasn't in. That's what I was doing. I'm trying to break down the defense. How can I help the team when I go back in, you know? And it's not if, it's when. But you know, I mean, that should be everyone's goal. I mean, is how can I help the team, you know, come to a win? And that was, like you said, I think just getting a different perspective on it for a couple drives really helped. So.
Hey, one more question. He was asking one.
Sure. You obviously had Gracie step up on the last drive, and then Jacob Barrick made a play for you in overtime. How does it open things up for you to have the tight ends making plays?
Man, it is such an extension of this offense that just, I mean, frankly, people don't see coming. I mean, the way we can run the ball, and then when we can just sneak pop pass here and there, or you know, get outside the pocket and get it to athletes. You know, our tight ends are athletes. You know, they're not these big stocky guys that can't move in space. I mean, our guys can do everything that we want them to do and more. So when I just as much, I have just as much trust in 80 and 81 as I do in 4 and 5 and Rodney and every single person on the team, because it's rooted in substance. You know.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks.